Hey everybody, hopefully you can hear me. Let me make sure I have all my settings right real fast. And I do, I believe. So hopefully that video came across okay. And let me know if you can hear me, if I'm too loud or anything. So I've got fancy earbuds in today, so we'll see how that goes and go from there. So hello to Mike. Mike is here. And I see David, and we have Tom here, Chris, Neil is here. So, hey, Georgie. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's go to that way, that layout. Okay. Great. Everybody is here and accounted for. Oh, so yeah, my internet, it went down like 7 minutes before we were supposed to go live. So I had a little bit of a panic attack. Oh, if I continue doing this, yeah, I don't know. I can't help that. So Aaron is here. Hello, Aaron. Welcome, welcome. So what we're going to do here tonight, you guys, is I'm going to take one earbud out because I I feel muffled in my head. I've had a rough day today. I've not felt the best. So, but as Queen says, the show must go on. So we are proceeding, and we'll see what we can get through. Hopefully, I won't have you all here for 2 hours like last time, unless you all want to be. Um, but what we're going to do tonight is I have picked 10 films to talk about tonight. These are in no particular order, but they are some of my favorites, not all of my favorites. I have omitted, if you watched last week, we did my top 10 favorite films of all time. I omitted a couple from that list that were Stephen King films. So Stand By Me is not on here. Blasphemy. Um, nor is Christine. So I did omit those films just to, not beat a dead horse, as they say. So I hope you guys understand that. If you want to hear what I thought about those films, definitely go back and check out that stream from last week. So let's go ahead and just jump in and get started. I also have some trivia questions. If you guys want, we can wrap it up with a little bit of trivia. Thought that would be fun. So want to give a shout out to my friend David from David's Horror. He posted a video today all about the Pet Sematary soundtracks. So for Pet Sematary, the original film, Pet Sematary 2, and the remake. So definitely go over to his channel and go check out that video about those albums. Okay, David's leaving. No Stand By Me or Arnie. So see you, David. Take care. Okay, so we're going to just jump into this. And again, these are really in no particular order. So I'm just going to pick random slides and then we'll just talk about them. So let's go here. Speaking of Pet Sematary, let's just go ahead and jump into to that. So, of course, this is a picture of Pascal from the original 1989 Pet Sematary movie. And this is an alternate poster. You can't see it all on the screen there, but you have, if you haven't seen the film or read the book, you might want to jump out of the stream for a few minutes because there could be some spoilers here. So, Pet Sematary, of course, came out in 1989, and it was directed by Mary Lambert, and again, written by Stephen King. It stars Dale Midkiff, Denise Crosby, Fred Gwynne, and, of course, little cutie Miko Hughes as Gage Creed. The film was a box office success. It had $11.5 million budget, and it made almost $90 million in the U.S. box office. So if you're not familiar with the film, it's about the Creed family, Louis, Rachel, and then their children Ellie and Gage, and they have a pet cat named Church, and they move from Chicago area to a rural Maine town called Ludlow after Louis accepts a job as a physician at the local university. and they befriend Fred Gwynn's character, Judd Crandall, who lives across the road, and some things start happening. And I don't really want to give anything away, but I'm sure most of you probably are familiar with Pet Cemetery. Maybe you've read the book. I'd like to know how many of you have read these books when we go through them, because I myself am a quote unquote constant reader of King. So I actually just reread Pet Cemetery, I think it was last year, and that was the first time I'd read the film as an adult, as a parent. Oh my goodness. That it was very, very difficult to get through that book, and very impactful. It's an impactful story anyway, but as a parent, as an adult on that level, it really hit me harder than I expected it to. So here's a little interesting tidbit that I wanted to share with you guys. This is according to Wikipedia, so you know it's fact, right? The film rights were sold to George A. Romero in 1984 for $10,000. So I guess George was set to direct the film and adapt it to the screen, but he had to pull out of the production because he was busy doing monkey shines. And Stephen, hold on just a second. It says King, who had the final say on the choice of a director, met with the studio's first choice, which was Mary Lambert, and she impressed him with her enthusiasm for his novels and her commitment to stay faithful to his source material, which secured her the job. And that, in turn, gave us the film that we have today. So let's go through a few comments here and see what everybody is saying about the film. Let's see. Yes, massive head wound, Pascal. David, when you added that clip, man, I just busted up laughing. Again, if you didn't hear me say this, my friend David posted a video coincidentally today about Pet Cemetery, and he included Head Wound Harry from Saturday Night Live in it. So that was so funny, so funny. Let's see. Yes, Herman Munster is in Pet Cemetery. That is correct. And Aaron says he hasn't seen the film but has seen the trailer. Does that count? Halfway counts. Yeah. No, she wasn't. No, that is true. Yeah, I have issues with the remake. We're not going into the remake tonight. We're sticking to the original film. So, let's see. Chris says, saw Pet Cemetery with my girlfriend at the time, my senior year in high school, Dollar Theater, and it was great. That is awesome. I miss Dollar Theaters. We don't have them anymore, do we? Let's see. Mike said the only Stephen King book I have, actually ever read was It. That's a massive book, my friend. That's like 1,500 pages. I haven't read It. Well, take that back. I started reading it. Again, David graciously gifted me a copy of It. And I started reading it and then, set it down and haven't picked it back up again. But I read it back in high school. And it's a very long read. So, speaking of, let's see. Aaron says, I am a very slow reader. I need to get Audible or something. Yes, here's what I would suggest. Get the Audible book of Pet Cemetery. It is read masterfully by Michael C. Hall from Dexter. He does all the voices for all the characters, especially Judd. He does a fantastic job reading that book. So definitely, if you like audiobooks, definitely check that out. So, okay. I haven't seen the sequel in a very long time, David, but I want to check it out again. And he says Mary Lambert also directed the sequel. Oh, well, hello, Michael. Welcome. Michael says, I met Mary Lambert at the Dark Delicacies bookstore. My first short I worked on was a chase project with music from Pet Cemetery. Awesome. That is really cool. That is really, really cool. right. Okay, let's go on to the next one. And let's see. Here, let me go. Okay. So we have Misery. Misery. Have you guys seen Misery before? Again, I would like to know who's seen the film, who hasn't, who's read the book, who hasn't. If you can share that down below, I would love to read that. So again, Misery is a 1990 psychological thriller film directed by Rob Reiner, again based on Stephen King's novel of the same name, which stars James Caan, rest in peace, Kathy Bates, Lauren Bacall, Richard Farnsworth, and Frances Sternhagen. Love her so much. So if you're not familiar with Pet Sematary, the basic plot of the film is Paul Sheldon is this famous novelist. He's finishing his last novel at this kind of secluded cabin. He has his little ritual of what he does when he finishes a book, and he heads out to head home and gets in a car wreck. And someone comes along to save him. And that is his #1 fan, Miss Annie Wilkes. And madness ensues, as I say. Great book, great movie. Kathy Bates, as we all know, won the Academy Award for Best Actress at the 63rd Academy Awards, making Misery the only film so far based on a Stephen King novel to win an Oscar, according to Wikipedia. Hopefully, I wonder if that's still accurate. Has anything else won an Oscar since that was written? I'm not really sure. So, if you've read the book, you know that one certain scene was changed for the film. And personally, I'm glad they changed it for the film because it is a very, very brutal scene. So here's a little tidbit for you. The part of Paul Sheldon was originally offered to William Hurt, Kevin Kline, Michael Douglas, Harrison Ford, Dustin Hoffman, Robert De Niro, on and on and on. But they all turned it down. And Warren Beatty was interested in the role, but wanted to turn Paul Sheldon into less of a passive character. So someone eventually suggested James Caan, and history is made. So let's see what you guys have to say here. And let's see, let's scroll up a minute. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Neil said he's got the 4K of this recently, and it looks amazing. Cool. I'm going to get a 4K player soon. Hopefully, Black Friday or by Christmas, and I'm going to need to start buying some of those up. Let's see. Aaron says, I've seen that one. Score 1 view for me so far. Awesome. And let's see, Mike says, I actually didn't see it until like 5 years ago. Okay. I remember watching this for the first time, I believe with my mom. She was never a horror fan, but this film she loved. She loved Kathy Bates, her off-kilter performance, and James Caan. Let's see. Do you say it as Nymph, maybe? It says, I have. Kino put it out on 4K UHD. Cool. Awesome. Is it Kino Lober? I'm terrible at names. Sorry about that. Chris says, Misery, watch it every winter. And David says, the 4K did look good, Neil. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to need your guys' help when I start buying more 4Ks. And let's see, Michael says he met director Rob Reiner, who directed Misery and Stand By Me. He signed my DVD cover of When Harry Met Sally. Very cool. That's really cool. I have not met very many celebrities, so I think that's really neat when people get to meet celebrities. Let's see. Chris says Anthrax has a song on State of Euphoria called Misery Loves Company. It's inspired from Misery. Scott Ian, who writes the lyrics, is a huge Stephen King fan. Anthrax has several songs inspired by King. I've seen Scott Ian on a lot of, he's been on some like horror documentary things in the past, or like Masters of Horror or stuff like that. I've seen him talk about different horror films. Let's see. Annie's nurse training came in handy with the propane torch in the novel. Yeah. Annie's a little different in the book. And yes, she is. Um, I can't do that very well. Oh, now Wally, give me that bag of effing pig feed. Oh, cock-a-doodie. I love all her little phrases she says. Boy, she played that role so well. Oh, Kathy Bates, love her to death. All right, that is Misery. Misery. Oh, I love that movie so much. Let's see, what else was I gonna tell you guys? I think that's about it for Misery. So let's go on to the next one. I can't remember what's next. Ah, yes, okay. Again, these are there's some different movies in here, you guys. So um, not all of them are highbrow, of course. Some of them are guilty pleasures. So this is The Running Man, very loosely based on the Stephen King short story, which was written by his pseudonym Richard Bachman. So it is in a little anthology book called the Bachman Books, which it's kind of hard to find. I have a copy of it on a paperback, but so, and I will tell you this much, they are talking about, there is a tab on Wikipedia if you're interested, but if you go into Stephen King filmography, there's a tab at the very bottom that says upcoming or to be announced projects. And The Running Man is another film that is hopefully coming out and will be remade, which I do love this film, don't get me wrong, but it does stray quite a bit from the source material in the way I would envision Ben to be, you know. And when you read the book and read the story, Ben Richards does not, to me, remind me of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, um, here's a little backstory on The Running Man. So it came out in 1987, and it's a dystopian action film directed by Paul Michael Glazer, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Richard Dawson, Jesse Ventura, and others. The film's story about a television show where convicted criminal runners must escape death at the hands of professional killers, um, is again very loosely based on the 1982 novel of the same name, written by Stephen King and published under the pseudonym Richard Bachman. The Running Man. I'm repeating myself. I copied two paragraphs twice. Pardon me. Sorry. Imperfectly perfect is what this stream is. The story follows protagonist Ben Richards as he participates in the reality show The Running Man, in which contestants allowed to go anywhere in the world are chased by the general public who get a huge bounty if they kill him. So the book has a total of 101 chapters laid out in a countdown format, which I think is really cool. The first is titled -100 and counting, with the numbers decreasing, ending with the last chapter called -000 and counting. So there you go. Who has seen The Running Man? Who has read the book, read the story of The Running Man? Do you like the film? Do you want to see it remade? I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that. So let's go up here and see what everybody has to say. David hasn't seen it yet, but David, you will. I know you will. You like to catch up on things. Let's see. Mike loves The Running Man. Very cool. And Neil says that he's read the book. The Bachman book, again, it's hard to come by because of one of the stories in the book. Stephen King has basically um, doesn't want out there anymore. So it makes it very difficult to find and kind of worth a little bit more money, I guess, so to speak. So, yeah, Aaron says, can't go wrong with Arnold in the 80s. Loved this movie. Yeah, it's very 80s cheese, actiony, over the topness. Let's see. David says, I think I heard someone say Shaun of the Dead's Edgar Wright was going to remake it. I can't remember. You probably are right. I don't remember a name attached to it. I didn't click on it. I just was skimming through what was coming. So let's see. Yeah, Chris says, I saw it one a long time ago and don't remember much about it. I guess I didn't rewatch it, unlike some of the others that I've watched hundreds of times. Yeah, I get that totally. The thing, and Mike makes a point here that it's still good even today. Really the story about it, it takes place, the film takes place in the United States between 2017 and 2019. So, if you really dive into the context of the film, so to speak, it kind of fits for today's time and how things are trending downward, I guess you can say, with the economy issues we're having and violence, and we don't want to get into all the politics crap and all that stuff, 'cause not here, but I think it really stands the test of time in some ways. So, yes, definitely. Someone asked me today, I was on watching another stream, and they asked me what was one of my favorite Harold Faltermeyer scores, and I said The Running Man. So, let's see. The picture of Richard Bachman on the book jackets was King's publisher's attorney. I think you're right. I think it's something like that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, really? Oh, I did not know that, Tom. He said Richard Bachman was King's character name in Sons of Anarchy. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think The Running Man it's one of those films that I definitely watch with my dad a lot. He, like I said, he's a big Arnold fan, so was. Yep. Let's continue on. Let's see. We've done what, three or four, I think. It's three? I can't remember. All right, the next one. Okay. Yeah, we're kind of all over the place tonight, guys. We're not sticking to the 80s. We're every decade is accounted for here. So this is going to be The Mist. I love the combination of Frank Darabont and Stephen King. And you will see more of this combination coming up. But who has seen The Mist, and have you read the short story The Mist? Let me know. So this is what the little synopsis said on Wikipedia, and I think it's perfect, so we're going to go with it. It says, although a monster movie, the central theme explores what ordinary people are driven to do under extraordinary circumstances. I think that fits this film very, very well. So, The Mist it came out in 2007, and it's definitely sci-fi horror based on the 1980 novella The Mist. And again, it was written and directed by Frank Darabont. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but he was able to secure this kind of deal for, I think, Shawshank. Don't get me wrong, but King had a deal with up-and-coming directors where he would sell them the rights to his properties for $1. Now, there were other stipulations there, but I think I read that when I was researching Shawshank. Spoiler alert. Um, but I'm pretty sure that he sold him the rights for The Mist for that. So, um, the film features an ensemble cast including Thomas Jane, Marcia Gay Harden, Nathan Gamble, Francis Sternhagen again. We have a bunch of people from The Walking Dead, which he would recruit for The Walking Dead. So you have Jeffrey DeMunn, Laurie Holden, Melissa McBride. Um, and he chose to film The Mist after filming the straighter dramas like Shawshank and The Green Mile. He wanted to make a very direct, muscular kind of film. So that's all I'm going to say. Um, it's a story about these people that get kind of trapped in this grocery store, and there's this mist, and there are things in the mist. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to give anything else away. Um, Frank Darabont changed the ending of the story differently than what Stephen King had written, and that's where we're going to leave it at. So let's see what you guys have to say. Neil says, yes, brilliant film with an amazing ending. And David, yes, The Mist was a great movie. Most depressing ending ever. Totally agree. Totally agree. Dino, welcome. We're just talking horror. Stephen King. You guys, if you like old-timey radio shows, um, those classic old-time radio programs, go over to the Late Late Horror Show, as you see on the screen there. And Dino has live streams going, I think, every night. I'm listening to them all the time when I go to bed. And they are just so much fun to listen to. I play it on my TV in my bedroom, and I go to sleep with just whatever he's got going that night. I listen to it. So definitely go check out Dino's channel there. I think you guys will like it. Let's see. Michael says, I have seen The Mist, but I've never read a Stephen King book. Okay. Well, it's never too late to pick one up and give him a go. So if you ever want any recommendations, let me know. I can give you some to start with. Let's see. Yes. Yes. The film pretty much follows the short story except for the end. And my dog is barking downstairs, so forgive me for that. Let's see. Chris hasn't seen The Mist yet. Okay, we'll just go into it blindly as you can, Chris. Check it out and don't watch anything else, and don't watch any trailers, don't watch any commentaries, nothing. Just go into it blind. That's the way I did it, and you will. I think you'll like it, and you'll be shocked. Let's see. Yes, Dino says The Mist was done well. Ooh, I have not watched it in black and white. Ooh, yes, I might have to give that a try. It says watch it in black and white. It gives it a great old horror movie feel. I love my black and white horror, so I'm gonna take your word for that, Dino. Or I thought it was Dino. Sorry, it's Tom. I am so sorry. It's been a long day, you guys. I apologize. So, yes, The Mist. All right. Freddie, can you hear him? You probably can. My dog Freddie is barking at a tractor that just went by, so I do apologize. These headphones are good, man. They're good. They're cheap on Amazon, but they're really good. I love the noise canceling, but obviously it doesn't cancel at all. So, okay. All right. Do you guys want to we'll do one more and pause and take a little trivia break? Or do you want to just go straight through and do the trivia at the end? Let me know. Um, oh, really? Michael says, I will say The Mist was a good movie with lots of suspense. It was a creative idea, even though the ending seems underwhelming. Hmm. Well, I don't want to give away what the ending was for anybody that might watch this and want to be surprised. But comparing the film ending to what we got in the short story, um, I like what Frank Darabont chose personally. That's just me, though. Everybody's going to have their own opinion on that. Right. Okay. I'm going to continue on to the next one. Ooh, yeah, he might. I think it was more a tractor that went by. So I live out in a rural area and we had one of our tractors, my son drove by, so that was him guarding the house. He thinks everybody's coming to get him. So Chris said the Mist is streaming on Netflix, so I will watch it when I'm done with The Sandman. How is that? It was #1 trending here when I clicked on Netflix earlier today. So let me know, Chris. I'd like to hear what you think about that. All right, let's go ahead to the next one. And we have Gerald's Game. Who has seen Gerald's Game? Where's my paper? I made some notes down here. There, nope, sorry. I got them out of order. Oh my. Just a minute, guys. Sorry about that. I'm probably just missing it here. I'm missing a page. Oh, there it is. It's on the front page. I changed the order of these. I wanted to be a little bit more randomized. I had them in like chronological order, so I wanted them to have a little bit more randomness to them. So, Gerald's Game. This film came out in 2017. It is directed by Mike Flanagan, great director. Again, based upon the book that most people, if you've read Gerald's Game, you probably, like me, never thought it could be adapted to film. The way the book is laid out, the way the narrative works in the book. So, um, the film stars Carla Gugino and Bruce Greenwood as this married couple who arrive at their isolated home for a holiday. And they're wanting to kind of spice up their love life. They've been married a long time and they're wanting to rekindle that flame, so to speak. So, I don't want to give a lot away because there are some there's some controversial topics in this film. But basically, Jessie gets tied up to the bed, cuffed to the bed by her husband, and he ends up having a sudden heart attack and dying, and she is stuck to that bed. And there's some other things that kind of play in, but I don't want to give anything else away for you guys. But again, I think it was a great adaptation of a very difficult book to read and then to adapt to film. And yes, Cody, you walked in on S&M talk for sure. I was trying to be very delicate in trying to describe the the makings of Gerald's Game. So, oh gosh. So let's see. Yes. Tom said Gerald's Game was excellent. Hard to believe it could be a movie. And David said he's seen it, but he doesn't really remember it. And Dino didn't like the movie. So, what did you not like about it, Dino? If you don't mind, if you're still here, let me know. Just curious. Flanagan is David's current favorite director. He's pretty damn good, if you ask me. Yep. Yes, he directed Doctor Sleep as well. let's see. Let's see. Cody and Dave are talking back and forth a little bit. Let's see. Dino says he loved Midnight Mass. It's one of my favorite shows in like 2 decades. Loved it. I'll have to give that a try. My Netflix, I canceled my Netflix um, at the end of the month, so I'll have to power through a few shows and things before I get rid of Netflix. So I will take your word on that and give it a shot. And David said he enjoyed his hauntings of Hill House and Bly Manor. I'll have to check those out too. I don't. It's the funny thing about TV shows. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but sometimes they're hard to commit to and get into. Unlike a film that's 2 hours or whatever. Um, I don't know. It's just like I haven't found really any shows that I really want to bond with. But maybe I should, expand my mind. Yes, Cody said there are 8 people here but only 3 likes. Pound that button, folks. I'd appreciate that. That would be great. But I really, I liked Gerald's Game quite a bit. Okay, okay. Dino said Gerald's Game was just not my cup of tea. Fair enough. Um, and the ending was the best part of the movie. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I love the little king Easter eggs that connect some of the properties together. Okay. You know what? Let's stop here a minute and we're gonna do some trivia real fast. And then we'll come back and finish. I think we have a few more to go through. So I'm gonna turn that on like that. And let me get my trivia page. I wrote down some trivia. So this is just for fun. And again, it will be whoever is first on my screen. So don't get your panties in a wad if on your end you're first and I don't call your name, okay? We had some butthurt people the other night at David's trivia. No, just teasing. Oh, okay, wait, let's pause a second. Did you know Claiborne and Gerald's Game was going to be one novel? I did not know that. I did not know that. Mm-mm. Okay, trivia. So I'm going to just pick some random ones. Some of these are pretty easy, but it just depends on your love of King. So, number 1, the silver bullet is a what? What is the silver bullet? Shatner panties. Oh gosh. Well, technically you're right, Cody, but actually I was looking for a wheelchair. So, Tom is on the board with 1 point. That is right. Ah, it's okay. Should I give you a half a point since you technically were right? Can you name the novella that Silver Bullet is based on? Can you name the novella? Let me know, and I'll give you a point for that. Be sure to make sure it says live chat and not top chat, and try to refresh if you're behind. And let's see who gets the answer right first. And Cody did. Cody got that right. Cody. Yes, it is Cycle of the Werewolf. That is correct. That is correct. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is an easy one. You have to finish. I'm going to give you a blank, and you fill in the blank. All work and no play make Jack a blank boy. Fill in the blank. All work and no play make Jack a blank boy. David. Uh, did you mean to write dull, or did you were being funny writing full? Cody, unless David actually meant, did you mean dull? I'll give it to you, David. And I'll give Cody one too, because I'm just generous today. So, but yes, it is a dull boy. That is correct. I kind of figured you had made a, autocorrect, so it's okay. Okay, this is maybe a little deeper cut for you guys. I want the name of the actor. Okay, name of the actor. In Needful Things, who plays the mysterious character who opens the new shop in town? So who is that? What's the actor? It's an actor. What's his name? In Needful Things, who plays the mysterious character who opens the new shop in town? And the first person to answer correctly is Max von Sydow. That is correct. Good job, Tom. Nice. There we go. Yeah, if you guys are behind, maybe refresh your browser and then make sure you're on live chat. That's the best I can tell you to do. All this is based on kind of internet connection, luck of the draw. Trust me. Trust me. The other night I was playing on David's channel and I was winning, and then my internet slowed. That's what I'm saying. And I ended up losing, man. Darn it. Okay, let's see. Let's see, how did you guess? No, just kidding. Hi, Richard. Welcome, welcome. We're just doing a little trivia, a little intermission trivia. So, and then we're going to get back to finishing the stream. So, okay, let's see. Again, name of an actor. Name of the actor. Who plays the leading character in The Dead Zone? Who plays the leading character in The Dead Zone? Yeah, Dino, you're right. Yep. But you know what? It's all for fun, and we're just here to have a good time, right? So, same with your streams. I remember playing. My daughter was in the next room on one of your streams, your trivia nights, and then boy, she was firing them off like even before I could type it in. So, and let's see who got on there first. David, yes, Christopher Walken. That is correct. David gets another point, so we're tied. We're tied. So we have Tom with 2, Cody with 2, and David with 2. Good job. Let's see. The cowbell guy. That is right. I need more cowbell. I can't do Christopher Walken. I can't do very good impressions anyway. Okay. A gypsy cursed diet is the plot of this movie. Name the movie. A gypsy curse diet is the plot of this movie. And let's see. Mark that off. Tom was first, and he said thinner. Good job. Movie's okay. It's not the greatest, but okay. Let's see. I did that one already. And make sure I'm marking them off. Um, okay. Which miniseries tells the story of a group of people who wake up in the past? Which miniseries tells the story of a group of people who wake up in the past? Hmm. Anyone? Anyone? And code, let's see. Yep. I keep hitting the wrong thing. I'm on a new laptop. Cody got it. The Langoliers. That is correct. That is correct. Yep. Um, okay. Okay. Here's a tricky one for you. What one character in Cat's Eye ties the three stories together? What one character in Cat's Eye ties the three stories together? Anyone? And Tom got it right. It is the cat. That is right. That one was kind of a tricky, fun one. I liked that. Good job, you guys. But Tom's in the lead with 4, Cody has 2, and David has 2. And yes, Drew Barrymore. Hmm. But we were looking for the cat. That is right. Let's see. Well, we already did that one, so I'm going to mark it out. Well, on my window, Michael, Tom got it first, so that's what we're basing it by. So, sorry. Um, okay, we'll do one more, and then we'll go back to the stream. Okay, whose production company is named after a fictional king town? And I will give you another point if you can name both the person who created the production company and the production company's name. And let's see. Okay, I'm going to give it to Michael. You get 1 point for Castle Rock. That is right. And then I'm going to give another point to Tom because he wrote down both of them. So Rob Reiner and Castle Rock. So we are, Tom's in the lead with 5. We have Cody with 2, David with 2, and Michael has 1. We're going to pause here with our trivia, and we're going to go back to talking about movies, and then we'll finish the trivia afterward. Okay? So that was fun. That was fun. All right. Let's see. Let's go back and try to remember which ones we've not talked about yet. Let's see. Done that one. That one. Okay, I think we're on number this one. Listen, you guys, it's just a game. We're having fun. That's where we're at. Okay, so this is going to be for Stephen King's It, the miniseries starring Tim Curry, and that came out in 1990. Let me get my papers here. And there we go. I wrote down a bunch of stuff about it. So, who watched it when it came out in 1990? Yep, David's right. StreamYard and YouTube aren't always in sync. So I'm looking at it on my StreamYard. So I don't have YouTube up. So thank you, David. Thank you for that. Um, so, of course, the miniseries came out in 1990. It was a two-part miniseries directed by Tommy Lee Wallace from Halloween fame, and it was adapted from the 1986 novel of the same name. And the story revolves around a predatory monster that can transform itself into its prey's worst fears, allowing it to exploit the phobias of its victims. It mostly takes the humanoid form of Pennywise, as seen on the screen there, the darkly comedic clown. Um, the protagonists are the Lucky Seven, or the Losers Club, a group of outcast misfit kids who discover Pennywise and vow to kill him by any means necessary. The series takes place over two different time periods. The first, when the losers first confront Pennywise as children in 1960, and the second, when they return as adults in 1990 to defeat him a second time after he resurfaces. Let's see. The miniseries was actually nominated for 2 Emmy Awards and 1 Youth and Film Award and a Best Miniseries recognition from the People's Choice Awards. Um, it won 2 of the nominations at the Emmy Awards for Outstanding Music Composition uh, for the score and an Eddie Award for the miniseries editing. George Romero had originally been signed on to direct the project, which at the time ABC had planned for an 8 to 10 hour series that would run over 4 2-hour blocks, but it didn't come to fruition. And we got the 2-night miniseries that we all know. So, who is a fan of the miniseries? Who would prefer the new adaptations? We can kind of talk about that a little bit if you guys want to, because I personally like the new films as well. But I've always been partial to the original miniseries and to Tim Curry's Pennywise myself. So, and yes, rest in peace to John Ritter for sure. I love John Ritter. I don't know if Tommy Lee Wallace is related to Dee Wallace. I'm not sure. That would be something to try to find out. Um, oh, that's cool. You got to meet Tim Curry. He's he's doing okay, isn't he? I know he's had some health issues and you have a stroke or something like that. Yep, seen it on video a couple years later. 2 parts is one long movie. Yes, it is. And the second half was kind of everybody, didn't think it was as good as the first half, from what I remember. And even to this day, people say that. Let's see. Aaron says this my personal number one king for my list. I owned the double VHS, then the DVD. It's the only King book I read all the way through. Nice. Nice. I need to find that double VHS. I don't think mine's just a single that I have, but it's a more modern reissue. Let's see. Tom says one of my favorite scenes in the series was the kid's bike with the Pennywise shadow on the clothes on the line. Yeah. Tim Curry was scary, man. As a kid, he was so scary. Oh, yes, Jonathan Brandis was in there too. Rest in peace to Jonathan Brandis. I had the biggest crush on him growing up. Dino says he loved the old and new, but love the OG, I think. That's what you meant? Yeah. Um, yeah, series and movie both had weak second parts. Yeah, the second film, definitely the modern retelling of it was a little, I don't know, it was a little off to me for some reason. I saw it opening night or shortly after. Did I see it on that? I think I went to a special screening like on a Wednesday night, if I remember. I think I got special tickets or something. I can't remember, but I can sort of, time flies. But I didn't care for the CGI in either one of the new It's personally. I haven't. Mm-mm. No, I haven't. Is it in like a 4K, or I haven't seen any new documentaries. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. The CGI is what really takes me out of it though. Yeah, Penny, yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think there'll ever be any um Sarsgaard did a great job, but I don't know, there's just something Tim Curry, he's just so kind of lovable and fun, and that's even scarier to me than just a real creepy eyes wandering clown, you know what I mean? So, um, oh, hi Mike. Welcome, welcome. We're just talking Stephen King. Oh, I don't. David said my sister loved a movie called The Worst Witch with Tim Curry as a vampire headmaster. I have to look that up. That sounds interesting. Check that out. Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me, David. I will tell that in a minute. If she's downstairs, she will hear me tell this story. Let's see. Mike says, I felt the miniseries was good. Tim Curry was scary to me personally. Yes, he was. Okay, David said, didn't you have a story about your daughter watching it in the theater? Yes. So I took my daughter, who is 16 now. She wanted to go see the new It in the movie theater. We watched the trailer, and she was game. So let's go see it. And this was, a few years ago when she was younger. And let me preface this by saying she likes certain horror films. She's definitely a Freddy fan, Freddy Krueger. She can't do Michael or Jason. That's a little much for her. But we've seen Christine and Cujo and Lost Boys and, kind of those kind of gateway horror films. So we're watching it, and, you know, it gets pretty intense right away. And she freaks out on me. She starts having a meltdown in the movie theater. And we had to walk out. Took her to the bathroom, calmed her down, but she did not want to go back in. Did not want to go back in. So we had friends with us. So we just had to wait at the theater till they got done watching the film because I didn't want them to have to leave because of us. But the nice thing about our local theater, we have a local Alamo Draft House, which is a chain here in this part of the United States. They were so nice about it. The manager came out and said how sorry he was, and he gave us free tickets to come back another time and also a food voucher so we could buy food the next time we come. So I actually went back the next day and watched it again. Wanted to finish the film because I didn't know what happened. So, yeah, she's not a fan of Pennywise. It's too scary. Let's see. Um, I agree, Tom. Separating the kid's story from the adults broke the tension, worked better in the book. Um, let's see. And hello to, let's see, DMC is here. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. We've gone through a few already of the films, so you might have to, replay back what we've talked about. Oh, those are some good movies there, yes. Graveyard Shift, and Sometimes They Come Back. Those are a couple you don't hear about quite as often. Um, let's see. Oh, David said there's supposed to be an It prequel series in the works. That will be interesting. There's a lot of story there. Um, there's a lot of story there to dive into. Okay, Michael said it's called Welcome to Deary. Okay, that's a good name. Um, let's see. I guess these are your favorite films, Michael. Dolores Claiborne, Hearts of Atlantis, Shawshank Redemption, It 2017, Chapter 2, um, It 1990, The Dead Zone, 1408, Carrie, and Doctor Sleep. Nice, nice. That's a good list. Yeah, definitely check it out, Richard. You might like it. You might like it. I don't, Graveyard Shift's not on my list for tonight. And again, these are just 10, and, you know, we could do this again another time because there's many more to talk about. All right, let's see, what's next? We have, did I go through? Make sure, okay. I think we're here. Yes, the next one in the Darabont film series. This is The Green Mile. This film, I am kind of late to the game in watching. So the Green Mile. Sorry, can't talk tonight. I may have to take a drink of water here in a second. I can't find my papers. Jeez, where did they go? Hold on, you guys. There it is. It was in my hand. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Green Mile. So I was late to the game with the Green Mile because I I don't know why I never watched the film. I just hadn't. And I'm a fan of Frank Darabont's work, but this was just one that kind of slipped by me. And I wanted to read the books first. So I found all the paperbacks, which was really cool how he released the Green Mile. He wanted to do it in a kind of in a sequential form. So he released these paperbacks every few months, which I thought was a really neat way to release the book. Yes, you can buy it in its entirety, but the little small chapter books, the serials, he released those, and I was able to find all those paperbacks. And it's kind of a really great way to read the story in, just a little bit at a time. So The Green Mile was released in 1999. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long. Written and directed by Frank Darabont, again based upon the novel that came out in 1996. It stars Tom Hanks as a death row prison guard during the Great Depression who witnesses supernatural events following the arrival of an um, in, enigmatic convict. I'm probably butchered that word. I'm sorry. It's been a very long day and my head is killing me. Um, it also stars Michael Clark Duncan, David Morse, Bonnie Hunt, Doug Hutchinson, James Cromwell, and others. The film was a pretty big success. It was made on a $60 million budget and it grossed over $286 million in the United States. So it was nominated for 4 Academy Awards. Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor for Michael Clark Duncan, Best Sound, and Best Screenplay based on material previously produced or published. And Frank Darabont actually adapted the novel in under 8 weeks. So, who likes The Green Mile? Who's read The Green Mile? Um, who doesn't like The Green Mile? Because I see Mike, I don't think likes it very well. Oh, Neil, no problem. I know it's late for you, buddy. Have a wonderful night, and we will probably talk tomorrow. So thank you for dropping by. And let's see, Michael says it's going to be an unpopular opinion, but I didn't like the Green Mile. That's okay. What did you not like about it? I'm curious to know that. Um, yeah, Tom said he read the book when it first came out in the smaller chapter books, which I really like that. That was a really neat way for King to do that. And he's been doing those kind of smaller bite-sized serial little short story novels here recently, kind of crime novels. They've been really fun to dive into. Let's see. Um, Michael B. said he agrees with Mike. Although I thought it was needlessly too long and didn't have enough story for its running time. Um, okay, I get that. Um, David said he liked The Green Mile, not as good as Shawshank, but I thought Hanks and Duncan gave great performances. The Green Mile, it I bawled. I bawled like a baby when I first saw the movie. I knew what was going to happen, of course, after reading the book, but to see it all play out, whew, it hit me hard. So that's why I had to put it on here, is because it to me it was so impactful and such a great story. I don't, I like the slow burn films. I do. And I think it worked for me. So that's why it's my list. And speaking of Shawshank, you want to go there next? Let's see. Let's go ahead and talk about Shawshank because David mentioned it. Why not? This is, in most people's opinion, the best Stephen King adaptation that there has ever been put to film. I beg to differ, but I do think it's really good. Um, no, it's fantastic. It's a great film. Um, again, Shawshank was one that didn't. It kind of flew under my radar for a while, as I think it did everybody's. Um, oh, I'm gonna say hi to Joseph real fast. Hello, Joseph. Hello, buddy. Glad you are here. And David was here. Okay. Have you been hacked, buddy? um, so again, Shawshank Redemption is based upon the novella by Stephen King in his Different Seasons book. And actually, there's four little novellas in that book. So we have Shawshank Redemption, or Rita Hayworth in the Shawshank Redemption. We have Apt Pupil. We have The Body, aka Stand By Me, which is my personal favorite adaptation, but we're not talking about that tonight. And then The Breathing Method, um, which has not been adapted just yet, but I think it is coming. So the Shawshank Redemption tells the story of banker Andy. Have never been able to pronounce this last name. DeFries? Fresney? I'm terrible. Who was sentenced to life in Shawshank State Penitentiary for the murders of his wife and her lover, despite his claims of innocence. Over the following 2 decades, he befriends a fellow prisoner, contraband smuggler Ellis Red Redding, played by Morgan Freeman, and becomes instrumental in a money laundering operation led by the prison warden Samuel Norton. And there's much more to the story than just that, but Darabont purchased the film rights to King's story in 1987, but development did not begin until 5 years later when he wrote the script again over an 8-week period. He's a very fast writer. I wish he would do more films. Um, but again, like I mentioned earlier, he bought the rights from King for a dollar deal that King used to help new directors build a resume by adapting his short stories. So, um, it says, after receiving his first screenwriting credit in 1987 for A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, Darabont returned to King with $5,000 to purchase the rights to adapt Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption, a 96-page novella from King's Different Seasons, written to explore genres other than the horror stories for which he was commonly known. Although King did not understand how the story, largely focused on Red, Contemplating his fellow prisoner Andy could be turned into a feature film, Darabont believed it was obvious. King never cashed the check from Darabont. He later framed it and returned it to Darabont, accompanied by a note which read, "In case you ever need bail money, love, Steve." So, what do you guys think of Shawshank? And there's Fred again, my dog. Sorry about that, guys. And let's see. I gotta go back up. Aaron said he's never seen Shawshank yet, and he says, I keep getting yelled at to watch it one day. It was kind of like that for me. Like, I kept hearing everybody um, saying how great the film was and that you needed to check it out. And I just kind of put it off for quite a long time, and I don't know why, but it was one that you will be glad when you do finally watch it. Let's see. Going back to the Green Mile. Um, okay. Mike says he felt it was repetitive and too long. Unexciting and morbid. Yeah, yeah. It's a rough watch. Let's see. Um, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just reading what Michael wrote. He says Shawshank is very good, but I don't think it's better than Forrest Gump or one of the greatest movies. It is a little predictable, but with terrific moments involving Andy and Red. And everybody's going to have their own opinion, man. That's what the dude says. And Big Al is here. Welcome. And I didn't get it, David. I apologize for your joke that flew way over my head. Oh gosh. And let's see. Scott is here. Hello, Scott. Welcome, welcome. And yes. Mike says, now the Shawshank Redemption, I do like that. I liked how clever Andy was throughout the movie and how it was his wits that got him through it. Yes. And Scott said, this is easily my favorite King adaptation. Actually like this version better than the original short story. Yes. Fred has strong feelings about Shawshank. Yes. He has opinions about everything. Ah, I wish you'd quit barking. Yes, you are correct, Tom. That is the only story in different seasons that has not been adapted yet. So I'm very, very interested to see what they're going to do with that story. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Got two more to go, you guys. And what time is it? Okay. I'd like to wrap this up about an hour and 30 minutes. So, oh, yes. We're going to go through these pretty quickly because these are pretty well-known films and everything's already been said about them. So, the next one is going to be Carrie. So, this was King's very first novel that he got published and his very first screenplay film adaptation. So, Carrie was directed by Brian De Palma, came out in 1976, and of course it stars Sissy Spacek as Carrie White, a shy 16-year-old who is constantly mocked and bullied at school and has telekinetic powers. And the film also stars Piper Laurie, Amy Irving, Nancy Allen, PJ Soles, Betty Buckley, and John Travolta in supporting roles. This is really interesting here. It says the film was based on King's first published novel, as we said. De Palma was intrigued by the story and pushed for the studio to direct it, while Spacek was encouraged by her husband to audition for the role of Carrie. It was released grossing over $33.8 million against a $1.8 million budget. It received 2 nominations at the Academy Awards, one for Best Actress for Spacek and one for Best Supporting Actress for Piper Laurie. So, who has seen Carrie? Who likes Carrie? Doesn't like Carrie? Are you fans of the telekinetic superpowers? This narrative King has dove into numerous times in his books over the years. So I think it's something that he is very fascinated with. If you haven't read one of his latest books called The Institution, it is about a bunch of kids that have telekinetic and psionic powers. And definitely, I see a lot of influence from Stranger Things on that book. And of course, all of King's stuff has influenced the creators of Stranger Things anyway. So let's see. Classic, classic, classic. Enough said. Yes, the ending. Oh, it's a great little jump scare. The very end of Carrie. Awesome. Michael says he's met John Travolta. He signed my cover of Face Off and Blu-rays of Pulp Fiction and Hairspray. Very cool. I don't know. I don't know. I almost go for Piper Laurie. She was bonkers crazy. Yeah. Sissy Spacek did a great job too, but Piper Laurie sure nailed that role. I remember reading that, David. He says King almost abandoned the manuscript for Carrie. His wife pulled it out of the trash and encouraged him to turn it into a full-length novel. He's had that happen a few times where he's wrote certain things, and I think like with Pet Sematary was one of those instances where he had to put it down for a long time and didn't finish it for a while because it was just too close to home or, just having too many feelings for it. Yeah, don't bully or you'll get killed by fire. Plug it up, plug it up. Um, I'm going to disagree with you on that personally, Michael. Um, I think the film, yes, it is 70s, but I don't mind it. I think it's aged very well, personally. See, Tom said there was a scene in the novel that never made the movie, but King used it again in Rose Red. Rocks falling out of the sky on a house. Yes. I have the Rose Red mini series on VHS. Yeah, I think you mentioned that, Aaron. Or wait a minute. Where where did we talk of? Did we talk about that last week? I think we did. Um, I've only seen the original film and I've seen the remake. I haven't seen Carrie 2, like Aaron's mentioned. I haven't seen a bunch of the films, just those. And the remakes, it's decent, but I'm just, I grew up with Carrie, and that's the one that I like. We're not going now. I prefaced this by saying earlier, Scott, I'm not talking about Stand By Me or Christine on this stream. So, can you believe it? Yes. Uh-huh. How do you say her last name? Chloe Grace Moretz? Is that how you say it? It was good. It was not bad. It was not bad. One of the better remakes for sure. I'm gonna have to check that out because now you and Aaron both say to watch Carrie too, so I will have to check that out. Okay, we have one more to go, and we're gonna be talking about The Shining. Oh boy, what is there left to say about The Shining that has not been said? Um, it's we all know that The Shining, Stephen King wrote this book, and Kubrick got the rights to direct it, and just until just recently, King has somewhat embraced this telling of his story. I think would be a nice way to put it. He hated it for a very long time, but I think he's kind of warmed up to it, and I'm sure all the royalty checks have helped that, if the truth be known. King, God love him, but um, he kind of praises every adaptation of his work. It's just true. So he's about that money too. But of course, The Shining movie came out in 1980. Again, directed by Stanley Kubrick, co-written with novelist Diane Johnson, and Kubrick kind of changed some of the screenplay around and everything. Um, so it stars Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, Scatman Crothers, and little Danny Lloyd. And the story is about Jack Torrance and his family, and they go to stay at the Overlook Hotel, this isolated hotel, and things start to happen. And Kubrick was known for being very particular, very meticulous about his filmmaking process. And I believe they shot for over a year this film. He was that into and wanting this to be such a perfect film. That certain scenes, I mean, they took weeks to film certain scenes. So um, this is really interesting. I found this very, very interesting here. And I didn't know this, and maybe you guys know this. So let me know if you already knew this. But it said after its premiere and a week into the general run, the first run of the film, Kubrick cut a scene at the end that took place in a hospital. The scene shows Wendy in a bed talking with Mr. Ullman, who explains that Jack's body could not be found. He then gives Danny a yellow tennis ball, presumably the same one that Jack was throwing around the hotel. This scene was subsequently physically cut out of the prints by projectionists and sent back to the studio by order of Warner Brothers, the film's distributor. This cut the film's running time uh, down by 2 minutes. And Roger Ebert commented, if Jack did indeed freeze to death in the maze labyrinth, of course his body was found, and sooner rather than later, since Dick Halloran alerted the forest rangers to serious trouble at the hotel. If Jack's body was not found, what happened to it? Was it never there? Was it absorbed into the past? And does that explain Jack's presence in the final photograph of a group of hotel partygoers in 1921? Did Jack's violent pursuit of his wife and child exist entirely in Wendy's imagination, or Danny's, or theirs? Kubrick was wise to remove that epilogue. It pulled one rug too many out from under the story. At some level, it is necessary for us to believe the three members of the Torrance family are actually residents in the hotel during that winter, whatever happens or whatever they think happens. So I found that really, really interesting to know that there was that scene cut from the film. I didn't know that. So let me see what you guys have to say about The Shining. Isn't that cool? I found that was really a cool little poster. It shows more of, so you got Halloran, Wendy, and the carpets down at the bottom. Yes. Oh, good. Okay. King has warmed up to it since Dr. Sleep, Flanagan got his blessing. Awesome. That's good to know. But I think the money helped play a part of that too. Yes. I need to give Doctor Sleep another watch again. I've watched it a couple times and it just never worked for me. So Al agrees with me. Wads of cash make a lot of things more agreeable. Maybe for part two, David, we might have to do a part two, and Maximum Overdrive will be at the top of that list. He praises a lot of them. He said the Dark Tower was wonderful, so at least I read that sometime. Thanks, Mike. You, you don't, and nobody has to agree with me, obviously, but I don't think it's the best of the best, but it was just, it's one of the better ones, I think. He's had a lot of good ones, though. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I do like Jack Nicholson in As Good as It Gets, but it's a, kind of romantic comedy film. Chris said, read The Shining in high school, then rented the movie, then reading Doctor Sleep. I'm also a very slow reader. That's okay. That's all right. You know what? It's good to be slow sometimes because then you can absorb more of it. I don't like to just blow through books. I want to ingest it all. That's okay, Aaron. We all can agree to disagree. That's what this is about. I like hearing everybody's opinions too. So, and that's okay. Um, and um, I think movies can sometimes get overrated. It just depends on. I think the internet plays a big part of that anymore. Honestly, like look at what's happening to Halloween. Not that the original Halloween isn't a great film, but all this stuff, um, it can really make things overrated. And again, that's my opinion. But, sometimes less is more, don't you think? I think so. Okay. Tom says, I didn't like Dr. Sleep, the book or the movie. I liked catching up with Danny, but not much else. Yeah, I mean, I commend him for what he was doing, um, because that would be hard to basically write a sequel novel picking up, what, 40 years later? That's a lot of time between picking up with a character or reliving, or what am I trying to say, diving back into those characters and to that world. Um, you know, I think a lot of people like Doctor Sleep. So I've seen somebody, I can't remember what channel it was, but I think they had it like number one. So let's see. Michael says he agrees with Aaron. Good scares, the story wanders and feels anticlimactic. I am guessing you're talking about The Shining still, not Doctor Sleep. And David says The Shining is one that took repeat viewings to grow on me. I love it now. Yeah, I don't remember when the first time I saw The Shining, but it's one like my husband loves The Shining as well. Um, I think we just love the not necessarily the story per se, but I love the cinematography of the film. I love the music, the pacing, um, the slow build, the tension. I like that. And definitely recommend going to the, oh my gosh, I lost the name of the hotel. Oh, not the Overlook, but oh my God, I can't remember the name of the damn hotel in Colorado. I'm sorry, I can't read every comment. I do apologize for that. 1 million feet of film used for The Shining. Wow. Yeah, well, he's got money. He can waste it. The Stanley. Thank you, guys. Stanley Hotel. Yes. Go to the Stanley Hotel if you get to Colorado, and it's you definitely have some weird vibes at that place. I did. I felt it. Felt some very odd feelings there. So they talk a lot about at the hotel the miniseries was shot there. So they have stills and shots of behind the scenes stuff from the miniseries adaptation there. But I didn't go to the room or I didn't, stay there. We just visited there. And they are making a maze, a shrub maze. So that's going to be really cool. So there you go, guys. That's all of the movies. So I think we're just going to wrap it up there for tonight. 'Cause I'm kind of getting tired and my voice is going. Um, okay. I'm going to clarify this for you, David. In the book, it is room 217, and in the film, it's 237. They changed it because if I remember right, there is a room. I think there is a room number 217 at the hotel. So I think there was something about that. I can't remember exactly what. I didn't write it down, but there was some discrepancy or why he changed it in the movie. The numbers are different. So, and definitely recommend checking out if you are a fan of The Shining and you want to buy into the cons I wouldn't even call them conspiracy theories, but all the little theories and picking apart the little nuances of the film. Definitely look up the documentary Room 237. It will blow your mind in what these people are coming up with. Now, I don't agree with every single thing that they think Stanley Kubrick put in the film and what it meant, but they do make interesting points. So if he was thinking all that stuff through and putting all that stuff in there, crazy. I have pictures. I'm not sharing them, of course, on here, but I have pictures. My cousin and I, we wore our Monster Squad Stephen King Rules shirts that I had made for us, and had some pictures taken all around the Stanley, and it was just a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun, and hopefully I can go back there. I'd love to stay there sometime. So, ah, nah, they won't keep me. I'm a ginger. I'm a redhead. They're not gonna. I'm already have the devil in me, so we're good. We're good there. David's yes. He said that was a great documentary. I think a lot is far-fetched. Yep. Like I don't know that he faked the moon landing, but um, it's kind of fun to think about that if he did, and him putting Danny in the little Apollo sweater as a little wink and a nod to that. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe Stanley Kubrick worked for the government. Maybe he faked the moon landing. I don't know. The genocide of the American Indian. I don't know if he put that baking powder can there for that purpose. I don't know. Nobody will know. But it's fun that there are people out there that do that and think those are factual evidence, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, but oh boy. Thank you, David. Thank you, guys. I'm just I'm coming down with something. But that's true. Cody's right. Conspiracy theories are fun. They're only scary when people start to believe most of them. Yep, that is true. Oh boy. Canon films. Top 10 canon films. Okay. I might take a week off. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe doing a like trivia
thing. I had a couple things in mind that I want to work on. Um, but I could write down that. That would be fun. Um, Canon. Do you guys have any other ideas of streams? You can leave them in the comments below, and I might be able to work on that. And I would like to. He's talking about Canon Films. Canon Group is a production company um, that was started in the very early 80s through the early 90s before it dissolved, and produced a lot of genre films. Um, just they're fun, cheesy, a lot of good fun there. Um, let's see, Cobra could be Stallone and Cannon. That is true. Stallone would be fun. That would be fun. I yes. Da, da, da. Okay, let's see. Mike says the question I always asked about The Shining was, did Jack simply get cabin fever and simply lose his mind, or was the hotel actually evil? Well, um, it was built on, didn't they talk about it being built over like an Indian burial ground? So kind of wonder if it's not probably all of the above, Mike, is my guess. Um, I've not seen very many Clive Barker films, so I'd have to do some research on that. John Candy Night. Oh, that's a great idea. Oh my gosh. That's a great idea, David. I'm putting a little star by that. Doing the mess around. Oh gosh. Okay, Scott says yes on that question about I think about the evil, the hotel. John Candy. Okay. And John Hughes. I definitely we could do a John Hughes countdown. Um, that would be fun. Maybe pick five, maybe not do 10. I don't know. I talk too much to get 10 in an hour. I'm trying to narrow it down a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. But those are great ideas, guys. So, okay. Well, I want to do a shameless plug, not so shameless plug, but my friend David's Horror, is going to be having another stream, trivia stream. David, when is your trivia stream? Comment it below, please. Your next one you have scheduled. And how about we do a John? How about September will be the stream, the John streams. John Carpenter. Who else would be the fourth John? We have John Candy, John Hughes, John Carpenter. Who's the last John? We would need probably four Johns. So that's a great idea. September 8th. Okay. David's got a stream that's going to go up September 8th, and it will be trivia again. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and you'll have a great time. So I won one of his streams, Toot Toot, um, his 80 stream. I won that stream, and then the last one he did, I lost, but I came in second place. So gotta reclaim my title from Casey. So John Carpenter for October, maybe. John Cusack, no. I do like John Cusack, but um, John Travolta would be fun. That'd be fun. John McClane? Nah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there's only maybe there's only 3 weeks this year in September. I'm just kidding. Oh, you know what the fun tagline could be for the stream? It could be the like Wednesday night on the John, and I could have like a toilet on. I'm just, I'm getting silly. I'm getting silly. Johnny Depp. Okay, yeah, get some of that Johnny Depp Amber Heard clickbait. That might be fun. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, guys. I appreciate everyone watching. Let's go back and we'll end the stream with this screen up here. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me for another fun night. Again, leave me some comments down below. I would like to know your favorite film adaptations from Stephen King. We will definitely have to do a part two of this, and I will definitely consider some of these ideas for top tens. If you have any more ideas, again, leave them down below in the comments as well. And we will end on some toilet humor. Thank you, David. And what Aaron said, we'll leave it there. So, ta-ta for now. Have a great evening, everyone. Be excellent to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.